Hey y'all, it's Kara here, and I am here with my very last gear video before I hit the trail very soon. I'm not sharing exactly when I'm leaving, but you'll have my very first video from the trail in about a week and a half to 2 weeks. So it's really soon. And I spent the day today kind of organizing everything, making sure I had everything on my list, everything that I needed, and also double weighing everything to check my base weight and everything like that. So I want to start with my pack itself. I have the Z-Packs Arc Haul, and I love this pack. It's super light, it's super comfortable on me. I have made a couple of customizations to it. On the strap, I have a shoulder strap, which I have filled with all sorts of goodies. And then on each of the hip belts, I have the hip belt pouches as well. I have one on each side. So I'm going to go through what I have stored on the outside of my pack first, and then we'll dive into the inside. In my shoulder pouch, on the very outside, I have my MT neck knife. And then inside, I have things that I might need to access handily. So I have my headphones, and then I also have, right now, some hot hands. These hot hands saved my life when I was hiking in Vermont in like 15-degree weather, and I just fell in love with them. I was like, I need to take these on every trip. So I'm going to be taking them with me at least for the winter portion of the trail, probably through the Smokies. I'll be using hot hands, and then after that, I probably won't need them anymore. So that is my shoulder pouch. On my left hip belt pocket, this is going to be where I keep all of my snacks. Set this up, there we go. So right now I have some leftover snacks in here from my last adventure. I have a little trail mix and a kind bar, but I'll be keeping all sorts of goodies in there so I can snack on them while I'm on the trail. In my other hip belt pocket, I have my toiletry necessities. So I want these to be easily accessible when I'm on the trail if nature calls. So I have, in a little Ziploc bag, my deuce of spades, my trowel for digging cat holes. I have some toilet paper, and then I also have some doggy poop bags that I will be using to pack out my trash. So I have those there, and then also in this pocket, I have my headlamp. It might end up going somewhere else, but it was just the easiest spot to put it when I was packing this all just earlier today. All right. Also on my straps, I have a carabiner with my P-Style. This is my feminine urination device. I'm going to be using this so I don't have to squat in the woods. I figure the less I have to squat, the better, ticks-wise and all that. Obviously, that doesn't really help with number 2, but the less I have to squat, the better. Also, on this side, I have some hand sanitizer, and I have a whistle. The whistle, it was one of the necklace ones. I actually took the cord off and just carabinered it to my pack. I figured it'll save a tiny, minuscule amount of weight, and I don't have to wear it all the time. I can just use it and have it when I need it. All right, on this side of my pack, you can see I'm sporting the Gossamer Gear umbrella. I'm super excited about this piece of gear. I wasn't going to bring an umbrella. I was just going to rely on my rain jacket and rain pants. But as most of you know that have been watching a lot of thru hikers get out there this year, it has been rain, and more rain. And I've been looking at the weather for my start date, and it's looking like rain. So, umbrella, I'm super happy to have that extra bit of protection from the rain. I have a 700 milliliter smart water bottle. This is going to be for my dirty water. And then on the other side, I have a 700 milliliter Life water bottle. This is going to be my clean drinking water. And then I have a bandana attached here. This is actually going to be my pee rag. Very exciting. So if you see a gray bandana, don't grab it. All right, and then in my front pouch, let's make you stand. Actually, on the bottom, I have my Thermarest Z seat. This is just for a quick dry spot to sit if I want to sit and eat lunch or whatever. Great place to set my bag on in the vestibule of my tent if I need to. This compartment is so packed full of so much random stuff. I'm sure that I will work out a much better system for how this is going to go, but I have my sealskins gloves. These are waterproof, wind resistant, and they have the little touch screen on the fingers so that I can still use my phone while I'm wearing them. I did have some experience with them in Vermont, and they did not keep my hands warm. They kept my hands dry just fine, but not warm. So that's why I have the hot hands that I can stuff in here if I need. All right, up next I have my cleats. These are by Yak Tracks. They are their diamond, if I can get one out, they're diamond cleats. I am notorious for slipping and falling on ice and snow. It's probably one of my worst fears is slipping and falling on ice and snow. So these are a pretty heavy weight penalty, but I do plan on sending them home after the Smokies and then possibly getting them back when I'm in New England, depending on the time of year and if there's snow on the ground up near Katahdin. All right, up next we have, oh no, of course they're hooked to the mesh. We have my Dirty Girl gaiters. I love, love, love these to keep all the rocks and sand and twigs and whatever else out of my shoes. They are not going to be kept in this pouch. They're just here because I didn't know where else to put them before I start hiking. Then we have a little pouch. This has some baskets for my trekking poles, and I wasn't sure if I was going to bring these or not, but I definitely want these little ones for the mud, and then these larger ones are the snow baskets, so I'm going to be using those through the Smokies and then probably send them home after that. And then I'll really determine, I'll probably just keep these small ones on there all the time after that, so I won't have this whole thing anymore. All right, let's see, what else is in here? My water filtration system. All right, so I have a CNOC Vecto 2-liter water bag, and even though I have this 700 milliliter water bottle for dirty water, I have this also in case I have longer distances that I need to carry some extra water, or if I want to get extra water before I set up camp in the evening so that I have extra water for whatever I need to do at camp. So I've got this, and it beautifully attaches to my Sawyer Squeeze, which is my main water filtration system. I have put a Smart Water bottle cap on this, which fits perfectly, so I can just flip it open. The other cool thing is if I wanted to just put this straight onto my dirty water bottle, I can just drink straight out of it. So that's a nice little thing to have. And then I also have some Aquamira tabs in here as a backup, just in case if my Sawyer for some reason freezes. I'm going to try very hard not to let that happen, but I've got that just in case. And then the very last thing in here is this is my rain jacket. This is the anti-gravity gear rain jacket. It's very, very lightweight. Honestly, it feels like a trash bag and sounds like a trash bag, but it works really well. It does have pit zips for extra ventilation, and it has a nice little hood on there. And I have, instead of folding it up in its little sack that it came in, I've just been stuffing it in here. I am not going to carry rain pants, and I don't know if I'm going to regret that decision or not, but I've been thinking more and more about it, and my pants are super quick drying. Actually, they're the ones that I'm wearing right now. These are Prana Hallie or Helena. I think it's Hallie pants, and they are super quick drying, super awesome. And honestly, I expect when it's raining, my feet are going to be soaked. Everything else is going to be soaked. It's okay if my legs are a little wet. The main thing I want to keep dry is my torso, which is why I have my rain jacket and my umbrella. All right, so getting all this back in here. Hot mess. Okay, that is it for the outside of my pack. So now I'm going to start showing you everything that I have inside. Actually, I take that back. Next thing I'm going to show you is something I picked up just a couple of weeks ago, and it is this thru-pack fanny pack. I got to thinking, and after having some experience with this pack, and it's kind of hard to reach in those hip pockets, which is where I was going to keep my phone and my filming gear and everything like that, I realized I needed something that was a lot easier to access. So this little fanny pack is great. I can just wear it around my waist and it doesn't get in the way of my pack or anything like that. And then I have my electronics in here specifically for filming. I don't have my chargers or power or anything like that in here, but just so I can grab whatever I need on the fly. So I have my DJI Osmo Pocket. This is going to be my main vlogging camera. In addition to that, I have my Joby GorillaPod. I have a wireless base for my Osmo Pocket. This thing is awesome. I can just put the pocket inside, set it up on my tripod, and then set the tripod up in the distance and get those cool shots of me walking, hiking, etc. And I can control it wirelessly from my phone while I'm hiking, so that's pretty cool. All right, I also have this little strap clip. Basically, I can attach my DJI Osmo Pocket via this GoPro mount, and then this clips either on my strap or on my sternum strap, anywhere I want it to clip, basically, and I can use that to get some point of view shots while I'm hiking. I also have my Moment case for my iPhone. I have the iPhone XS Max. It's always so hard to say. The iPhone XS Max, which is actually what I'm filming on right now. But in order to use the Moment lenses, which I have right here, you need to have the case to mount them on. So if I'm ever in a situation where I want to have a wide angle shot or I want to get a macro up close, I can pull out these lenses and this case and get those done. And then last but not least, I don't know if I'm going to hang on to this or not. This is my iPhone mount for my tripod. I'm going to be doing most of my filming on my Osmo Pocket, and I have a feeling that when I'm shooting something where I need a tripod, I'm not going to be using my phone. I'm going to be using the Pocket. So this may or may not stay or go. It's yet to be seen. And then finally, I have a little GoPro adapter thingy-mabobber if I want to attach my Pocket directly to my tripod. One thing about electronics, and I talked about this a little bit in my electronics video, I think it was last week or the week before, but I will probably end up sending home all of my Moment gear, my Moment case, my Moment lenses, the extra adapter for my phone to go on the tripod. I have a very, very strong feeling that I am going to be filming mostly on this little guy. So that's a lot of weight that I can send home if I find that I'm not using it. If I find that I'm using both, then I'll absolutely keep them, but I'm pretty sure that I'm just going to be using the Pocket. All right. That is my electronics fanny pack. All right, let's get into the pack, shall we? Now, this is a little lighter than it's gonna be when, I'm gonna just put this down. It's lighter than it's gonna be when I head out because I have no food and water in here. However, I have everything else. So, first off, my camp shoes. These are Crocs Light Ride sandals. They are super comfortable, and what I like about them is that A, they're super light, and B, they are very secure on my feet. So I feel like I can use these when I'm doing water crossings and things like that and be perfectly fine in these. Only gripe is that the soles are white. You know how dirty these are going to be by the end of the trail? They're going to be pretty ridiculous. Okay, and those are actually going to go further down in my pack. I just forgot to put them in until the last minute. The first thing that's going to be in my pack is my food bag and my tent. All right, so now we have the dogs in the picture, but my tent right here is the Z-Packs Pleximid one-person tent. I absolutely love this tent. It's super lightweight. I have tested it a couple of times, once in the rain, once with a hose. No leaks, no issues, nothing. Awesome tent. I love it. Up next is my food, which right now is a beautiful empty bag. This is the Z-Packs food bag, and I have a Toaks titanium spork. I have my food bag lined with an op sack. An op sack is an odor-proof, waterproof bag, basically a giant, really heavy-duty Ziploc bag. But I figure having that extra protection from anything smelling like food is probably a good idea in bear country. So I decided to line my bag with that. Then I have my cook kit, which is a Toaks titanium 750 milliliter pot. I actually put a lid from a jet boil on here. It fits perfectly. It's super light. Actually, Sarah Hikes New Hampshire, who's out on the trail right now. Hi, Sarah. She found out that her jet boil lid fit this pot, and I was like, that's genius. I love it. You can drink out of it without worrying about burning your lips or anything like that. So that was a no-brainer for me. Inside this, I have one of my quite a few luxury items, which is this Sea to Summit collapsible cup. It is I know it's the X cup. I think it's just a full cup of liquid, and it does have the markings inside, so I can always kind of measure if I need to measure any water or anything like that. For some reason, I have 2 lighters in here. One of them goes in my repair kit as a backup. But I have a mini Bic lighter. I have some cord and my rucksack to hang my bag. And then I have my bandana for cleaning and wiping things down, and my little MSR Pocket Rocket 2 stove. And of course, I will have a fuel can in here. I'm going to pick that up when I get to Atlanta. All right, so that was my food and cook kit. I'm going to start getting things out of the way so we have more room for all the other stuff that's about to spill out of this crazy pack. All right, up next, I have some stuff I want to get to pretty easily when I get to whatever my shelter is in the evening. So first off, I have the Appalachian Trail Pocket Profile maps. These are basically tiny mini versions of the AT guide, and I'm going to pull out, I guess I'll pull them all out so I can show you. But these are waterproof and weather resistant and tear resistant. They're really super durable, but it has all of the maps in sections. So this is Georgia from Amicalola to Bly Gap in North Carolina. So it has the map on one side, and then on the back it has elevation and a bunch of information about shelters, water sources, all that sort of stuff. So I plan on carrying the one map for the current section that I'm in. I'm going to have it in my pocket during the day, and then whenever I need a new section, I've got it right here. All right, after that, we have my trusty journal and a couple of pens. So I have the Write in the Rain All-Weather Universal Notebook. This notebook was recommended to me. I've been hearing tons and tons about it, but it's waterproof paper, and you can actually write in this notebook when it's raining, like while it's wet. So that's pretty cool. I did a few pen tests with a few different pens, and I found that the ones that work the best are oil-based markers. So I have 2 of these here. One is by a brand called Tombow, and the other, which my friend Jen gave to me at PlannerCon this past weekend, is by Muji, and both are oil-based markers, and they work really, really well on this paper even when it's wet. I have tested it. So that is my journal. And then the last of these little plastic bags for a little while is all of my charging accessories. So I'm not going to go super in-depth into this one because I did cover this all in my electronics video, but I again have this in an op sack, which is a super heavy-duty, odor-proof, waterproof bag, so that I'm not worried about any of this getting any sort of water damage. All right, up next is my ditty bag. So this is my beautiful bag of randomness. Inside, I have some dehydrated micellar. They're makeup removal wipes, but I use them to wash my face. I have my menstrual cup, which is a Lunette menstrual cup, as well as some Lunette wipes. These things are great for really cleaning your menstrual cup really well when you are not near somewhere that you can really get in there and get it super clean. So I plan on cleaning my menstrual cup with these wipes while I'm on my period on the trail, and then when I get to a town, I can really do a deep clean and sanitize of my menstrual cup. This bag is my med kit. So I have a bunch of different random stuff in here. I have KT tape, I have blister band-aids, I have antibiotic ointment, Advil, anti-diarrheal, I have a tick removal card thingy. I have some extra floss for any repairs I would need to do. And I also have some clippers and tweezers. And then we have my repair kit. So this is some tent tape. I have some Dyneema tape in here for my tent. I have my sleeping bag repair kit, duct tape and needle, some safety pins, and some Velcro. All right, and then we have my dental hygiene bag. This is a really compact and lightweight little toothbrush. I found this on Amazon and I was sold, but it folds up and it basically becomes full size. So you don't feel like you're using some cheapy little travel toothbrush. It's really, really nice. I have a small tube of toothpaste and some dental floss in here as well. And then some little odds and ends. I have some baby powder. This is mainly for my hair. My hair gets super greasy super fast, so I want to be able to kind of lighten it up. Lighten it up, is that the term? I just want to be able to treat it while I'm on trail. So this will kind of help me get some of that grease out of my roots. Then I have some Body Glide in case I have any chafing, and a brush and mirror combo for obviously my hair, and then also in case of emergency I could signal someone with the mirror if I needed to. And I also have a light load towel. This little guy is super tiny, super light, and it basically you add water and it becomes this full-size towel. And then once I have it open, I plan on using this mostly to wipe the condensation from inside of my tent in the mornings. And then, y'all, I'm doing it. I don't care what anybody thinks. I am bringing some waterproof mascara. Now, obviously, by my face right now, like I don't wear makeup all the time, but one thing that I do wear almost all the time is mascara because I have super thin eyelashes. Now, I am not going to be wearing this on the trail. I'm not that crazy, but I am going to be wearing it when I'm in town. Sometimes I just want to feel like a human being with long eyelashes when I'm in town, so I'm bringing it. All right, let's try to get all this back in here. All right, so that is my ditty bag. Then inside my pack, I have, you're not going to be able to see this, but I have a little zippered compartment that I've attached. It comes from Z-Packs. And inside that zipper compartment, I have two things. I have an emergency blanket, which I had discussed in a previous video that I thought I might cut it down to see how big it was and then maybe cut it down. And almost everybody recommended don't do that. If you need it, you're going to want it to be its size. So I have that in here. And then I also have a little wallet. I got this on Amazon. It is super light, but it just has my ID, my debit card, and some cash. I think I'm going to carry about $100 maybe in cash with me just in case someone doesn't take a card. All right, so that's that zipper pouch. And then we get into the super dry portion of my bag. As I roll this up, hopefully you can see it, but I have a separate liner inside my pack, and this is the airplane case from Z-Packs. This is meant to go around your pack when you check your bag at the airport, and then it also doubles as a pack liner. So when I pack this all up, when we get ready to go, I'm actually not going to have this in the bag. I'm just going to throw everything else in, and then this is going to go on the outside, and it has a nice little handle so you can carry your bag through the airport. All right, so inside this liner is everything that I want to keep extra dry. So my pack is technically waterproof. However, I just want to be extra sure. I don't want any of my down stuff getting wet at all. So inside we have my sleep system. First of all, this is the Thermarest Neo Air X-Lite Small, and that's a mouthful. It's just my inflatable sleeping pad. I was trying to get my hands on the brand new Uberlite one that they have, but it's been sold out all over the place. So I figure I'll start with this, and then if I can find that Uberlite on trail, I'll probably get that. Mainly not because of the weight, because of the crinkliness. I don't know if you can hear this, but it's super crinkly, and I know it's going to drive me nuts when I sleep on it. Then I have my handy dandy travel pillow. This is compressed into its own little compartment. I showed this off on my luxury challenge video. I'm not going to decompress it because it's really hard to get back in, but this is the pillow that I'm going to be bringing. And then I also have a Sea to Summit Cool Max something. Cool Max sleeping liner. So this is going to go on the inside of my sleeping bag. On the contrary to a lot of people, I actually sleep really, really warm. We keep it pretty cool in our house, which drives my husband absolutely crazy, but I still wake up sweating in the middle of the night. I've just always slept super, super hot. So I have this Cool Max liner, which can provide me with some warmth if I need it, but it also really wicks moisture and can help to keep me cooler while I sleep as well. Then, oh, and I figure I can also use this as my main sleeping bag once it gets warmer and ditch my sleeping bag altogether. Okay, up next is clothes. Oh my goodness. This is my clothing bag. Yeah, so much stuff. All right, so I have this in a Z-Packs dry bag. And let's see. I have a couple of buffs. This is a Smart Wool Merino buff. It's kind of a short one. I really like wearing this around my head more as a hat. And then I also have a Buff brand merino buff. This will be more worn as a scarf when I need it. As far as socks go, I have some Physics Gear compression socks. I don't know if I'll wear these while hiking, but I most definitely will wear them at night when I'm sleeping, just to, at least in the beginning when my legs are still getting used to being out on trail, I feel like that compression will really help me in my recovery. Then more socks. These are Injinji toe socks. These are their wool hiking version. I plan on wearing nothing but these while I'm hiking, and I actually have two pairs. So I have one to wear and one extra that I can swap out when I need to. And then the last of the socks, if you're counting, we're up to 3 pairs. Now we have 5 pairs. These are my Darn Tough wool socks. They are like calf high. I don't know if that's the correct term, but they're long and they're hiking socks. I figure I can use them hiking if I need to, but these are going to be my sleeping socks. And I like to have clean, dry feet when I sleep, so 2 pairs that I can swap when one gets really grody. All right, next piece of clothing is this Title IX top. I think it's called their Grace top, but it is a really warm, kind of synthetic sweater type material. And I plan on using this to sleep in primarily. And it has the nice little thumb holes at the end so I can get all snuggly and warm. Then we have, this is from Title IX as well. It is a merino base layer. And I really, really love this base layer. I plan on wearing this while it is still cold out as a base layer while I'm hiking. This may be one of those items that I send home pretty quickly, but I love this top. It's so comfortable. It wicks the moisture so well, and it can keep you hot or warm or cool because it's merino. These are my Arc'teryx Phase leggings. These are a really lightweight synthetic legging that I originally planned on wearing while I was sleeping. However, I realized how absolutely thin they are, and they really don't keep me super warm. They're more like just a base layer. So I plan on wearing these in the winter months under the pants that I'm wearing right now while I'm hiking as a base layer. And then possibly when it gets a little bit warmer, I might be just hiking in these and not the pants that I'm wearing. All right, almost there. These are my Cuddle Duds. These are super warm fleece leggings. So these are going to be my leggings that I sleep in, that I keep dry and clean at all times. So we've got those. Then we have underwear. I have Smart Wool Merino 150 underwear, and these are super comfy, super lightweight. I had tried the Ex Officio underwear that everybody raves about, and I really didn't like how it fit on me. It kind of cut in areas, and I didn't like it. So I have actually 2 of these. I'm actually wearing one right now, but I plan on swapping those out as they get dirty. And then last but not least, I have a Smart Wool tank top. And this could serve either as a base layer or something that I would hike in when it gets a little bit warmer and I don't need all that extra coverage. And then last but not least, I have these separate because this is what I'm going to be wearing when I head to the airport. But I have my Victoria's Secret Angel Max sports bra. I love, love, love these sports bras. As someone with a fairly large chest, these are great. They give support, they lift and separate, and they're super comfortable and they dry really, really fast. And then I have my extra pair of hiking socks, extra pair of underwear, and then last but not least, this is the top that I'm probably going to be hiking in the most. This is just a short sleeve smart wool merino. I think it's merino 150. I think it's merino 150 as well, or 250. I'm not sure. I'll put everything in the description, but this is going to be my main hiking shirt. All right, so that is it for all of my clothing. I do have one more item of clothing gear that for some reason I didn't bring up here, but that is my puffy jacket, which is a Mountain Hardwear Ghost Whisperer. And I would go get it, but I feel like y'all have seen plenty of those. So many people have the Ghost Whisperer, so you've probably seen that plenty. All right, let's stuff all this back in here. All right, clothing, check. There's just one last tiny, not so tiny little thing in here, and that is my sleeping bag. So I've been debating on whether I'm going to keep my sleeping bag in this dry sack or not. My main thought when I originally decided to keep it in here was that, of course, I want this to stay extra dry. It is down. It's a Z-Packs 20-degree down sleeping bag. So I wanted to keep it extra dry. But I'm wondering if I'm being a little too redundant. Mainly because I'm having it inside of my pack liner, which is waterproof, inside of my pack, which is waterproof, and now inside of another waterproof bag. Might be a little overkill. So we're just going to kind of see how it goes. I may or may not keep this in a stuff sack or in this dry sack. I might get really lazy and decide it's just easier in the morning to just stuff it all down in the bottom of my pack and be done with it. But for now, it's in here, and that's what I'm using. Also, it's kind of a chore to get it in here. So I think most likely what's going to end up happening is I'm going to ditch this dry sack and just start stuffing this just down in the bottom of my pack. All right. So, whew, I feel like, I don't know if that went by fast or slow. If it went by slow, I'm sorry. If it went by fast, you're welcome. I'm going to get this all packed back up. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, you can leave them down below for me. And also, I do have a link to my Lighterpack list. So if you have questions or want to look at any of my gear up close, that has all the links in it and everything too, so you can see everything I'm taking with me. My base weight, with everything I've shown you here, is 16.87 pounds. And I think that is fantastic. I don't really know how I did it. I feel like I have so much stuff here. I cannot believe that it's under 17 pounds. I did want to get it under 15, but I feel pretty good about right around 17 pounds. Of course, I'll have food and water when I get to Amicalola, so we're going to see when I weigh it on the scale there how much of a difference that makes. But yeah, this is it, y'all. This is going to be my last video before I hit the trail, and I'm getting super excited. Still a little nervous, but more excited than anything else. And I have been looking at the weather. Y'all, nothing but rain and thunderstorms when I start. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. We're really going to test out the rain gear. We're going to test out the tent, make sure it doesn't leak. It's going to be pretty serious, y'all. All right, I'm going to let you go. I hope y'all are having a great Wednesday, and I will see you very, very soon out on the trail. Bye.